Look at that goofy lip. Big old, squarish. There's multiple inappropriate things that I could analogize. Is that a word? It is. That's a valid English word. But let's not. It has that shape of a lip. Is that perfectly symmetrical? Could be made on a lathe. I got a really old bomber here. It has rattles. When you see lures that have some yarn on them like that, that means they're rare. Somebody went to like a lure swap meet or a show or something and was trying to sell it. Yeah, I got another one with rattles. The hooks are just, look at that. White and crusty. Maybe that was paint to match the body. Let's take a moment and figure out how deep these dive. I wore an appropriate shirt for this video. Make baits, not bombs. Bomber Bait Company, Gainesville, Texas. That's a cool old little insert. It's got all the baits. I just want to know how deep it dives. I'm not so sure they even know how deep their lure dives. They're not being very forthright with that information. There's more paperwork. This one comes with a lot of paperwork. Here we go. I think we're getting somewhere. 3/4, 5/8, 10 to 12 feet. Finally found it. Wow. It was like reading a whole newspaper essentially just to find the depth of this bait. That's with some line out and trolling. I thought it would have went further than that. But these are the first deep divers. If you wanted a lure to crank down to a certain depth, troll it behind your boat or on a really long cast and you wanted it to dive deep, introducing the first concept of that brought to life, and they thought you needed that kind of lip to do so. Or maybe they just thought it looked like a bomb if it had that kind of lip, probably that. I have a smaller shiny one and a bigger Dalmatian one. We're gonna take these out to fish, come back and make my own version. Let's go. Okay, I have a plan. It's really windy, but the wind's good. It's gonna be blowing at the bank. There's an island closer to the bank where it gets shallow. Let me show you. I think this is a hole. There we go, fish on. We saw it. It was a spot. I call that official. There are spots in the rocks. Those other hooks I have probably would have kept that fish pinned. I found the windiest point. We're gonna make one very similar. There's not really improvements necessary. Wiggle's really good. It dives really good. The profile's good. Let's just make a wooden one, like the first ones were. It's a piece of red cedar. Drilled a hole, put a little tungsten ball in there. Had to really start that hole with a Dremel bit. It needs to go through the Lexan and into the body, stick out into the lip just a little bit. That was secured in with 5-minute epoxy. Wait a bit for that to dry. We're gonna start painting. So plastic instead of a metal lip, everything's a little bit smaller, including the lip. I rounded the edges. So the line tie is gonna be similar. It's gonna stick up a little bit, but I'm also gonna have a long attachment, just like the original, on this thing. Starting with white, I think I wanna do a natural color. All the beautiful wood grain's gone. I need to get some lighting. Oh, there it goes. My favorite bone color, Hobgoblin Hue. There's just a lot of pink in it. And I feel like that's the direction to go with bone. Other bone colors go yellow. Pink's good. I feel like pink's more natural. Green. Sometimes I can't believe I just say the color and then it's on to the next shot, as if some of you haven't learned your colors yet. It's a pretty sick, nasty green though. It's what we're dealing with now. I don't know what I'm painting. I'm just throwing colors on it. Kinda wanted to keep that off the green. I want layers to this. Got it on the black around the eye socket too. Alright, one more color to kind of make this unique. I put some pink on the nose and the tail. Surgery sienna. I'll get some scales on that. That was some aluminum. I've been trying to be so careful with scales lately. I go through like stages. Scales are like a never-ending figure out how to do kind of thing. Scale reveal. Pretty good. That could fly as a trout, baby spotted bass, and that's about it. And I think that's what I was going for. So let's get some eyes on this. We have a clear winner. Due to the sienna in the body right there, which is coming across very red right now. Whatever that red is in that eye right there is gonna go good with it. And all the other colors match, and it's kind of spotty. That's a good eye. I could make an entire another channel where it's just you watching me struggle to put eyes on fishing lures. Nice. Okay, we gotta make that wire thing that extends the line tie away from the body. You know, it doesn't need to be a wire that you would use for musky lure. One second. Let's be a bit more reasonable. What the heck? That just broke. Maybe it does need to be a wire that you would use for a musky lure. That has never happened to me. I was just bending that and it broke. Let's try that one more time. I swear, fellas, it's never happened. Tackle warehouse unboxing randomly in the middle of a lure making video. Am I flexing right now? Doesn't slide off like an Apple product. Okay. That was the smoothest end cap I've ever taken off of a fishing reel. Oh my goodness. I thought this was gonna be this massive saltwater reel that I could put on this ridiculous new pole that I got. Does that look right? I guess it does line up actually. Okay. Never mind, that lines up nice. Maybe I will use it. You see how smooth that? Wow. This is a custom rod. It was made in Hatteras, North Carolina, Outer Banks. A rod builder there. A spinning rod that throws 5 to 7 ounce plugs. I guess that does look correct. I was just thinking it would be way bigger. This is the first time I've ever launched a boat all by myself. I was always so intimidated by it. Here we go. Bit of a rock wall right here. It wants to dive so hard, I can barely see what it does. All right, that's better. It's better with some line out. Okay, switching it up to the Tactical Shad. Maybe something with very little action will be good. Maybe they don't like how thumpy and kicky everything is today. Oh, that worked. That's like the exact fish that we were looking for this whole time. to be caught on a crankbait. It wanted more of a worm. That's the Epic Bait Molds Tactical Shad. Works great when they don't want the thump, apparently. Be free? Shoot, that just kind of proved it, didn't it? It's official. Bass do not want the bomber thump today. All right, let's give this a go here. I guess the last few videos I've had some good luck, so it can't happen every video, you know. I just fished a lot in the boat, the creeks, river. A little too much to not be catching fish. That's how much I fished. So they're just not wanting to thump. I made a whole nother bait last week and tried to go catch striper. I think I'll just toss that in this video, and then I went to the Outer Banks last week. All we caught was an osprey. Throw that in there too. I tried drawing it for a little bit. You just cannot match that precise shape of an actual picture of a blueback herring. I've tried it before in other builds, and it's best to use a picture. The astute among you may have realized that this is not Tupelo wood. That is a fine piece of red cedar. A little bit heavier. This is intentional. I didn't accidentally grab the red cedar. I'm gonna go with a thinner body, but with a higher density wood, this thing will get down to like 5 feet or whatever it needs to be. I feel like it needs to not be so much on the surface. It'll be a bummer if it does. We're talking exactly 5-inch bait, and it's 5/8 of an inch thick. That's a 3/8 inch eye socket. You get that cut out first so you can carve around it and not disturb it. Fits good. Don't know if that's gonna be too long or not. It's always a little dangerous making a crankbait from a picture of a fish. You gotta make the lip right, and you gotta place the weight right, and everything just needs to be right. I have a tungsten ball and a tungsten disc. And that's feeling heavier. Stands upright without even being glued in. Just super glued it in. It feels so fancy to make a lure out of redwood cedar, even though it's cheaper than Tupelo and harder to work with. Got that flattened out. The bait keeled over while I was setting, so it's that's right there, unfortunately. Just gonna screw some hardware into this thing and start painting. Got a clear coat on there. Ready to paint, smooth as heck. Just gonna get those colors on, like a lilac, a boogie green, and a really blue. Starting with white, of course. Those are the main colors of a blue back herring. Purple back, boogie green, and blue. We're making a tiny one along with it. We're putting scales on it. Yeah, it's pretty good actually. I won't need much more than that. Got a big one and a small one. That is the rest of the details I put a highlight blue on the back, you know. I don't know how you could paint a blueback herring and not do that. So I did that. Matches the lilac and the greenish yellowness in the body. Too perfect. That's more realistic, kind of bright silvery, a little bit of yellow on the little one. Yeah, oh good, it works great. Ooh. That's for the striper. Oh, the cast's good. Got him. Okay, keep it on. Is that a crappie? Nope. It's official. Is that a fungus? It's official fungus sunfish, like blueback herrings when they're tiny. Be free. Yeah, I can feel it.
Are you freaking kidding me, dude?
I think I'm rolling.
You're 100% on.
That's a pretty good bluegill.
That's a big bluegill.
I've never caught bluegill with dough. Look at that fat lip.
Dude, that's can size for sure.
Be free.
That's all we need to do is offer the public sub to the fish.
The pub sub. Bluegill on a pub sub. It's official. That sunfish. About the size of the bait. Be free.
And I just dropped off one step and I go underwater. Just to maybe I come back up. Because yeah, because okay? Don't jump in.
Finally, putting the weight transfer jerkbait to use. You guys remember that one? We casted it at a football field. I would be so surprised. It's dark out, but this dock's got some lights on it. Whoa. Look at that. Wow, that was end of the wind. There's some gunk down there.
Get any bites?
No. Caught a crab. Hey now. Ow. Ouch. Did these have to be a certain size?
Yeah. 5 inches from tip of point to tip of point.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I put a smaller hook on one of them because the bait fell off and
Did you catch that?
yeah, with a hook. It pinched me.
Nate, throw it in. Nate, throw it in here. Throw it in here. Seriously, throw it in.
That, I think that's bait right there. What?
What did it keep from biting?
No, it's just a little croaker. Yeah, I put it in the cooler here. It's another one. Ready.
Dad, can I try a crab? Yes.
Get the rice and bring it over.
Oh, that's right.
Can you reel it in?
I could. Should I?
I'd give it as little line as possible. Let's try to reel it in and remove the hook.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you hold it for a minute?
Yeah.
You get that bird now.
There we go.